Is ONDO a sleeping giant? Over the last couple of weeks, several of you guys have been asking us here on YouTube, over in Discord, on X, what are our price predictions, long-term and short-term for ONDO? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about the summer of 2025, which I believe can be astronomical for ONDO coin, but we're going to talk about just what the charts are showing us as predictions as where it can be. If you're excited about that video, if you're excited about this news, make sure to go ahead and smash that like button right now. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the content coming out on the daily basis. All right, let's go. As always, we want to start the video with giving a special thank you to the sponsor of the video, and that is BloFin, the #1 exchange right now for all Americans, even places around the world. If you want to have an exchange to trade the cryptocurrency markets, but you don't want to hassle with a KYC or a VPN, then there's no better solution for you than BloFin. With hundreds of different trading pairs and lots of liquidity, BloFin is my #1 recommendation. It is the one that I'm using daily to trade these markets. Make sure to go sign up with the link down below. And if you sign up and put $1,000 in right now, you can get access to our trade setups channel in Discord for free. Go sign up right now with the link down below. Let's get into the details. Before the charts come up for ONDO, I want to make sure I'm laying a foundation correctly for everyone in terms of expectation, because as much as people are excited about potentially where ONDO could be, if you were to just look at the charts, things can look a little bleak. In fact, actually, let's go ahead and take a look at those charts before I get into the details. This is a chart that's technically bullish, meaning we're putting in higher highs and higher lows, but it's not necessarily giving a whole lot of excitement. Does that mean that ONDO is going to underperform the rest of the bull market? Well, in short, the answer is no. And I have two very big fundamental reasons as to why that is. Number one, from an altcoin perspective in general, altcoins have been trickling behind Bitcoin for quite some time now. We've been very vocal on this channel that it's not quite altcoin season yet. However, I do think that will come sometime during the summer of 2025. Bessent, who's one of the representatives in the United States that's going to have the biggest impact on cryptocurrency from a governmental standpoint, has even talked about the serious nature of getting clarification on cryptocurrency regulation before the end of the summer. We're on track probably at some point this week or next week to get clarity on stable coins, but moving forward, wait until they actually give regulation about altcoins, and we could see a massive, massive flurry. The second fundamental reason why I believe ONDO should be maybe at the top of your list of altcoins to be picking up this summer before the massive run is because this is going to be the bull market of institutional adoption. Everything up to this point, when you go back all the way to Bitcoin's founding in 2009 up into the last bull market, was mostly driven by retail investors. And even though that's been billions and trillions of dollars, institutions have sat on the sidelines, and they're the ones that really carry the majority of wealth in the world. Well, institutions are going to be going big into crypto this time around, and they're looking for their leaders, and there's not a lot out there better than ONDO. We've seen in recent news companies like BlackRock and JP Morgan and World Liberty Finance and several others choose ONDO as their real-world asset play of choice. Of course, other coins like Chainlink and Ethereum and others are going to benefit as well, but ONDO directly is going to be used by thousands of companies looking to get into cryptocurrency and tokenize their assets. ONDO's chart could be ready to fly. Let's look a little bit closer at that chart here. We talked about the disappointment that's been so far, the slow but sure steady move to the upside. What could we be expecting for ONDO to do? Before I get into my price prediction, I'm going to show you the different levels that I'm watching on the charts right now for ONDO. I want to make sure you have a reasonable expectation of how explosive this chart really could get. ONDO just got founded back here in January of 2024. So it's more than a year old, but it's never seen a sustained bull and bear market. If you take a look at other coins that went through things like this, take a look at Ethereum. It was founded way back in 2016. Look at the boring action before the bull market in 2017 when it went parabolic. The same could be said for other coins like Chainlink. If you were to go back to its founding all the way back in 2017, it had a very long, sideways, boring movement before the bull market market officially took off in 2020, and the coin went parabolic. So for the same reasons, I'm looking at ONDO and I'm seeing bullish structure. I'm seeing people get exciting, but people are just not necessarily prepared that this chart really could end up looking something like this by the time this bull market is over and done. But like I said, today we're going to focus on the price predictions for the summer. I'm not going to necessarily get into too many details about support levels for ONDO in this one. If you do want to find out how I'm trading this coin in our VIP trading group, well, go join that group right now, and you too can see the different buy signals, stop losses, and take profits that we have for the trading basis. But today I'm going to give you a stab at 3 key areas that you should be keeping your eyes on for where ONDO could be this summer. I'm going to give you kind of a disappointing baseline bullish movement for ONDO. I'm going to give you a more realistic one, and then if the stars align and if we see an explosive altcoin season start during the summer, just how high do I see ONDO going as it starts off the explosive leg in the bull market? Let's start off with the very, very boring nature. If you look at the charts right now on the weekly chart, we are seeing very positive momentum on the weekly oscillators. The RSI is moving bullish again. We're about to see a MACD cross for the first time since back in November of 2024. And even though we don't officially have the money flow, we do have the green reversal and the bullish momentum here on the Luxago oscillator. The reason there's not any money flowing at the moment is because the weekly chart only has so many candles, and it can't quite read that just yet. But if you looked at other time frames, like for example the 5-daily chart and others, we do see green and positive momentum. We also, with that MACD crossing bullish, can assume if we were seeing money flow on the weekly chart, it would probably be positive. All this leads us into a weekly buy signal, which is going to give us the lowest expectation for where the end of the summer could be for ONDO, and that would be by looking at the weekly smart trail with a cap up here at about $1.80. So what do I mean by baseline scenario? Well, this is a simple trade, a very shorter term trade that you can make with $1.80. This would probably correspond to no major news comes out. Bitcoin continues to trickle. It's the headline of the crypto markets. It gets up closer, maybe towards $150,000, and altcoins are just kind of drugged behind. In that scenario, even though we don't see an altcoin season, altcoins still go to the upside. And again, we're talking about almost an 100% increase for ONDO from these current prices, roughly about an 85% increase, but nothing special, nothing fancy. That's about it. What about a more probably realistic conservative estimation on how high ONDO can get, though? For that, I want to turn off Luxago and go simply into an indicator that helps us predict when you don't have previous levels to look at. When you get into price discovery mode, let's pretend ONDO this summer does hit a new all-time high, and I think that is extremely likely. Well, for that, I want to pull out the Fibonacci extension tool. I'm going to go from the highs back here in December all the way to the lows that we just experienced early April. And for this, I'm going to start to look at my first target up here at the 1.272 zone of Fibonacci extension. And you're going to see a level up here roughly at about $3. It's going to be about 295, 292 area. We'll say 292 for kicks and giggles, but you're really kind of looking at $3 being a very significant zone to keep an eye on right there. I'm going to leave that Fibonacci level up right there. But another reason to keep an eye on this is because we've actually seen ONDO following Fibonacci retracement and extension extremely well. If you were to go back into the June high in 2024 down to the August low and use Fibonacci tools back then, this would have almost pinpointed a perfect top position for the next big high on ONDO, where the 1.272 did in fact actually hit that level. But look even higher at the golden pocket of the extension. That's going to be corresponding just perfectly with that $2.92 prediction on the more recent Fibonacci extension levels. So keep that in line. Keep that in mind that Fibonacci has actually been extremely beneficial at calling tops and bottoms and giving expectations for just how high ONDO can get in price discovery mode. Again, if the disappointing bull market was only $1.80, if it was kind of saying, well, we're just trickling behind, a $2.92 ONDO would probably be a not full-blown altcoin season has started, but maybe the regulation is clear. Maybe people are feeling comfortable at finally putting their liquidity heavily into assets like ONDO. I do think that this is likely. BloFin has told us the goal is to have that regulation by the end of the summer. I think that's the most likely scenario. We're seeing the beginning of altcoin season. We're beginning to see the Bitcoin dominance plummet. altcoins are going high, and ONDO is going to $3. We're looking at over a 3x from current price levels. But that's not the highest that I think we can get. Even though I think it's probably the most realistic expectation, there is a scenario in which maybe altcoin season starts sooner, maybe sometime in June or July. Maybe we start to see Bitcoin dominance plummet. We begin to see regulation become clear, and then we see these companies that are already investing and growing with ONDO dump money after money after money into it, and altcoin season is going. Just how high do I think is probably a ceiling for the summer of 2025? We're going to look up, still using Fibonacci, at the golden pocket. And we're going to see up here about $4.50 is going to be our high-end targets for the summer. I want to make sure I'm clear here. This is not my bull market top prediction. If you believe that potentially we end up seeing a top to the bull market in 2025, if you think that September is going to be the 4-year cycle top, maybe you are saying $4.50. That's your bull market top prediction. This to me is just summer end for ONDO. I think the party really gets going afterwards. I still have prices way, way, way higher. This right now, if you were to look at ONDO's market cap, is only roughly a 4.5x. We're talking about the market cap currently sitting at $3 billion, only being somewhere in the world of $13 to $15 billion. That's not even close to where ONDO really can be by the end of this bull market. But for the sake of this video, and for the sake of looking at the technical analysis, this is a high-end target for ONDO at the end of this summer. If you guys are looking to take profits, I recommend you look at these different levels, lock in some profits so you can use your crypto gains to live life. But if you're thinking, man, Tim, I want to wait until the end of the bull market, I want to know how high I can get my ONDO, well, stick around with the channel, because we're going to be putting a price prediction out very soon where I think the top of the bull market can be before it is all said and done. You do not want to miss it. But if you did enjoy this video, if you enjoyed these price predictions and the technicals, there's a couple things that I want you to do right now. First, smash that like button. It really does help our channel out. It tells YouTube that this was a valuable piece of content and to push it to more and more people. The second thing is to make sure you're subscribed. It's absolutely free. Not a single dollar has to come from you just to hit that subscribe button. But the third one is, if you do want to go deeper in your education, if you want to learn more about crypto and how to trade it and how to handle the markets and understand what's coming next, I recommend the VIP trading group right now. Go sign up with the link down below. Hit me up and we'll set you up with our Bros Academy in the next couple of weeks so you can begin your training right here, right now. That's all I have for you in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, again, like I said several times, make sure you leave that like button, smash that subscribe button, but also make sure you come back on Wednesday. We will be live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a live show covering all the major news, looking at charts, and answering all of your questions. So if you want to get more involved with the community and you're not quite ready to join that VIP trading group just yet, that's completely fine. Make sure go join that live show at 3 p.m. And if you want to help impact the future content of this channel, this video was decided by a poll in our free Discord. That's right, free Discord. Go sign up for that right now and be involved in what content is coming out on this channel on the daily basis. You won't regret it. See you next time.